Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Face. Yeah, the last bunch of videos have been just me doing quick look at the markets. I haven't had time to just coordinate with people like Tyler or Van Zandt or Willie or Jimmy Song or Giacomo. Just been really busy traveling and meeting people. So unfortunately, might have to stay this way for like another month. And in April, I might come back to the US. I have actually no idea where I'll be. Though in April, I do have to be in Mexico, so at least I'll be in North America. All right, let's go to screen share. Not really much to say. The workshop went pretty well yesterday, so that's great. We have dinner tonight, and then tomorrow I am off to Hong Kong from Austria, and then I have to come back from Hong Kong to Switzerland. So definitely not the best scheduling with these 14, 15-hour flights. All right, screen share. Try to make it quick. I know people in New York, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. No idea if you're watching or not. So, but the market hasn't been moving, so I'll try to make this quick. Maybe I'll let me change this. And okay, I think I'm ready now. Okay, here we go. So we begin as always with trading Bitcoin. And sorry, not trading Bitcoin, understanding Bitcoin. Sorry, it's early. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning here. But today is the day I need to get some work done because I haven't done any work in like a week with India and then Austria. So please check out the list of speakers and hopefully you come out and support. Trying to, we're trying to get like maybe 200 people. That's pretty much our goal. We'll see how we do on that. We got 1 more month to get it done. Check out the conference in Malta. It'll be great. So the overall picture, right? The overall picture has not changed. Bitcoin isn't moving that much on a monthly scale. This is my future outlook. I do adjust it every now and then as I think about it some more. As we get closer, we'll see how these candles perform. I am expecting lower prices, however, in the months to come. Hopefully, it won't dump before the conference, before the Understanding Bitcoin conference, so that we can pay our expenses with a Bitcoin that's still worth above $3,500. This is my other long-term outlook. It's very similar to the other one, just in a different perspective. And got to play around with some time zones, got to play around with some cycles. And maybe I'll publish it eventually when I have the time. I have no idea. Here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart is not looking very good right now. So last time I did this video, we were still on a 4 of 5, and the 4 was, bullish. Technically, we're still bullish on a weekly scale. We have a green 5 of 9. On a weekly scale, we are now 2 candles off the reversal shooting star candle, though I'm not sure if I'd call it a real shooting star because it didn't come after an uptrend. Again, something that I teach in the workshops that I'm not going to get into. We had a slightly higher low, and we were supported by the 200-week moving average. I don't think this moving average is going to hold. I continue to say that. You're watching the 30-week moving average come down hard. Next week, the 30-week moving average will be below 5,000. Right now, it's at exactly $5,000, where you have maybe 49.50-ish. Where is this line? This line is at 49.75. That's exactly where your 30-week moving average is. This is not a good looking picture if the week closes like this or lower. If this week closes below 3,700, I mean, the green count can continue, right? Because 5 is ranked against the 1. It's still possible to get a 9 here, but it's not. I don't think it's going to go very high. This is now starting to turn into a bearish posture. If we get a lower weekly close, I mean, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive higher weekly closes. If we get a lower close and then we trade lower than that close, then we're in trouble. I don't know how many times this 200-week moving average will hold the price. I don't expect it to hold too many times. Maybe one more time we can bounce, but that's it. I really don't expect it to last much longer. The good news is the later in the year we break the 200 period moving average, the higher we can bounce off of it. For example, breaking the 200-week moving average the first time around would have ran us right into that $2,900, $3,000 support point. And it would have been so close, it probably would have broken that as well. If we break the 200-week moving average in the $3,600 zone, it's very possible for us to bounce from that $3,000 area because it's a $600 drop on a $3,600 asset, okay? But like I said, in this big picture, I do expect price to get squeezed between a couple of long-term moving averages and then maybe crash. Maybe the crash will come sooner. I really don't want it to come sooner. Like I said, I would love for it to come after the conference on understanding Bitcoin, not before. But what I want and what's going to happen are very different. So here's the daily chart. The daily chart has been completely boring until looks like about 3 or 4 hours ago, when you can say that, hey, you have a red 2 trading below a red 1 that activates the short trade, okay? Now we are looking at a brand new low, almost a brand new low close. The daily low close on that big drop candle was 37.30. The current price is 37.26, so we are lower. So we are dealing with a brand new 2-week low close on Bitcoin. That's not good. That's really not good. So the most likely outcome here is, again, some more consolidation. I wouldn't call this a descending triangle yet. Yeah, I wouldn't call it that. So maybe this average needs to come down, right? Maybe these averages need to consolidate. The 128, and so we're being supported by, I believe, the 50, right? So the 128 and the 200-day really need to come down a little bit. Like, we're still overextended below these averages. So it makes sense for Bitcoin to continue to consolidate before the big drop. How long can they consolidate? I'm not sure. I'm hoping they can consolidate again into the second week of April, because I don't want to see a big drop. I mean, that's what happened to me with Unconfiscatable. The price crashed 50% after we've sold like 50 or 60 tickets for Bitcoin. So that was unfortunate. I tried hedging that, but then I got banned from the exchange, so I couldn't even do that. So there was really nothing I could do. If you're going to be a supporter of the Bitcoin economy in the bear market, you take some hits. So there you go. So I'm hoping the same doesn't happen again, but that is the most likely outcome. We can instantly sell all the Bitcoin into fiat. We could only accept fiat, but then what kind of an understanding Bitcoin conference would it be? So here is the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart is also looking pretty bearish. Here is the line that's like the support line, and it looks like that line is going to break. We can also say that, hey, there's a short trade on the 12-hour chart as of a red 2 going below a red 1. That took place here. Okay, so what we're looking at now is the weekly chart is borderline bullish, starting to go into neutral. The daily chart is bearish. The 12-hour chart is bearish. And the 4-hour chart, well, that went bearish a little while ago. I'm not sure what this red line represents. I'm sure I talked about it in the last video. And yep, that was the last 4-hour chart. I probably did this video, and that's when the red 2 went below a red 1. And now we're on a red 6, dropping hard. There is a moving average on a 4-hour chart that could sustain you. If you are the trader of the 4-hour chart, you should already be in a break-even stop loss, and this trade is looking good to you. So the 4-hour is now bearish, unlike all the neutral stuff we had before. The 1-hour chart is also bearish, right? So the 1-hour chart went bearish 2 hours ago. Once again, strictly using sequential, you have a red 2 going below a red 1 right here. And but the CMF is kind of positive, so that's a good sign. But price is still king, and here we go. Long leverage continues to decelerate. That actually is good for the bulls. However, the short leverage is also decelerating. So when we are generally in this posture, the market tends to drop hard. The ratio of longs to shorts is still above, there's still 34% more longs than shorts. So that favors the shorts. The fact that the longs have dropped so much from their peak favors the longs a little bit, but still overall I'd lean short here. GBTC is going to start trading again soon. I believe today's already Monday in New York. It is. So the good news is that the futures have started trading on both gold and S&P. Let's go take a look at gold. Gold futures are a little bit bullish here. Not sure what that means. I actually want to look at the daily chart of gold. I haven't looked at it in a while. Let's make this big screen so we can see it a little bit better. We had this reversal candle. I'm not sure if the daily chart would have helped you exit at the top at 1350. The weekly did not, but let's see what the daily would have looked like. I have not seen this yet. 1D. And it was a bit of a reversal candle, but I'm waiting for my sequential. Oh yeah, it was a sequential 13. Oh, I think I did see this. I think I pulled it up the other day. I totally forgot that I did that. So the daily chart is not looking very good. You have a moving average crossover. Your the initial moving average, that hasn't happened. I mean, it happened over here, but then it quickly reversed. I'm not as optimistic this time. These are big daily drops. You are on a 6 of 9 daily. I'm looking for, I mean, you can rebound back to these moving averages. I am looking for maybe 3 more days of downside, then a 1 to 4 daily correction, and then probably the continuation of the bear move in gold. I'm not bullish gold at all at the moment. S&P, we were looking at the 10-minute chart in class yesterday. So let's go to the normal chart. Let's do that. Let's do this. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. S&P is about to get out of this range. This is awesome. So the top call was legit. You should have been cautious. Led to a 1 to 4 daily correction, the way the sequential textbook tells you. Well, actually, the textbook doesn't tell you that. That's something that I learned from professional traders. The textbook does not talk about the 1 to 4 candle correction. That's good. That's a nice gap. I would love for this gap to close. I don't like open gaps. I would love for a pullback at the opening tomorrow, followed by a 10 a.m. reversal back to the upside. That I would like to see. I would be a 10 a.m. buyer on a reversal back to yesterday's close. The futures are at 28.16. That is, wow, marginally off of the new all-time high. This is not how markets crash, guys. We should have seen a lower low. Once we break these highs, is it possible for this to be the ultimate bull trap in the S&P 500? It's possible. I mean, I did get caught in the Bitcoin bull trap at 18,000. It's possible, but it's unlikely. We didn't even pull back. Man, this has been one hell of a rally. One hell of a rally. Some of us called it correctly. Don't be scared of the S&P 500. Once again, I have to pull up my historical chart. Here's the weekly chart, by the way. The weekly chart looks like a monster. The last time we rebounded this hard was back in early February. So if you guys see my Twitter, right? If you guys saw my Twitter, There's this fraud named Bo Poli. I mean, he's a fortune teller, basically. So if you go to my Twitter, nope, not where I needed to go. Tweets and replies. Right here. So I had some replies, so you can see it right here. There. It's from Telegram. I don't sell a fortune telling service, guys. I teach people how to trade. So the reason I'm pulling this up is because, and this is so dumb, is because I watched this presentation at in February around this time. This is a very similar environment, by the way. It was just a little smaller. See how we fell from the all-time high, made a bit of a double bottom, made a lower high, and then crashed hard, and then reversed off of some reversal candles and a 9. Beautiful. Very similar, right? You can call this a double bottom. You can call this a double bottom, whatever you like. Then we crashed hard, bounced. On a weekly chart, there was no 9. On a daily, there was, right? And then we bounced strong, bumped into the secondary high, got stuck there. This is what I think is going to happen again, but it looks like it's just too strong. And then eventually broke out to new all-time highs by August of that year. 2015 was a rough year. 2015 was pretty much a flat year. We fell early in 2016. And early in 2016, it was right here. I was speaking at an Acapulco conference, and I talked about the great rebound in the stock market and how the stock market will probably be your best investment, way better than gold, not better than Bitcoin, but besides Bitcoin, the stock market will probably be your best investment. At the same time, this guy Bo Poli was talking about how the stock market was going to crash, it was going to all come to an end, and he based this prediction based on the height of the Pyramid of Giza. I shit you not, okay? He took the Pyramid of Giza, he measured it, not physically, he just Googled it, how high it is in meters, converted it to feet, converted it to inches, put that number horizontally, and that somehow told him that the S&P 500 is going to crash. Again, bullshit fortune telling. Oh, somebody wants me to take a look at Tesla. Sure, I'll take a look at Tesla. And anyway, so clearly he was wrong to the tune of what? 50%, 40%? This happened right around here, right here. That conference was like the 3rd week of or 2nd week of February. So the S&P was under $2,000. The S&P went to pretty much $3,000. So he was wrong by 50. Like you missed a 50% rise in the S&P 500, right? So now he's doing it again. Now he's once again predicting the ultimate crash because he's been wrong every day of his life on the ultimate crash. And just keep in mind that people that tell you they can predict the future and sell you that information, they're frauds. They're outright frauds. And I mean, I don't know if there needs to be some kind of law on it, but I teach people how to trade. I teach people how to read charts. I don't tell people to the future. I don't know what the future is going to be. Okay, I tell you what it looks like right now, as of today, and tomorrow it might change. But I do teach how to read charts and what these candlesticks mean. All right, next. Oh, this is where I was going. Sorry, before I get to Tesla. Load chart layout, historical, INDU. So I always have to go back to this. I did this presentation in Acapulco as well, only to piss off the gold bugs, basically. This is the historical look at this, the 100-year bull run of the Dow Jones. My target remains $75,000 for the Dow Jones. I have seen nothing to derail me from that target. The stock market has underperformed historically for 15 years between the year 2000 and the year 2015. That looks like 2012, The stock market has underperformed from the year 2000 to 2013. 13 years. 13 years of no returns. We had a period from 1966 to 1982, a 17-year period of no returns. What happened after a 17-year period of no returns? The stock market went up 10x. 10x in the next 18 years. Okay, the 1987 crash is irrelevant on this scale. Okay, so when the market underperformed for 12 years, I'm expecting another 10x return in the stock market over the following 15 years or so. And from 2012, we're only 7 years in. So I am expecting, based on historical trends that you can see right here in this chart, we're not even outside this damn channel. If anyone tells you we're in 1929, they don't know what 1929 was. They have no idea what it was. The stock market went up 4x in the 4 to 6 years leading up to the crash, right? So unless I see the stock market go up 4 to 5x over the next 5 to 6 years, there's not going to be a 1929 style crash. Like, the market has to go up on reasonably high. This is what happened with Bitcoin, right? It went up too far, too fast, and then you crash, right? So you went outside the channel, and then you went outside the channel. You're still inside the channel. You spend between 1931 and 1995, so 60 plus years, you spend on the bottom side of the channel. And since 1995, you've only spent 25 years above the channel, right? So it's 60 something years versus 25 years. So the amount of time that the amount of time that the stock market has spent on the bottom half of this channel has been greater, 3 times greater than the amount of time it's spent above the channel. Okay. Now, when we get to 2030 something, and we reach 75,000 and above on the Dow Jones, we can then probably at the very end, some kind of hyperinflation will set in the US dollar. It'll happen eventually. I just don't think it's going to happen next decade. It'll happen for maybe the following decade, sometime in the late 1920s, sometime in the late 2020s or early 2030s. The market could go up exponentially due to some kind of inflation issues. The Dow Jones can easily go all the way to 150,000 or 200,000. And then it will be followed by a catastrophic crash. Hopefully, Bitcoin will be fully robust, and it can take advantage of the situation in 2030s. Hopefully, I'll still be alive to witness it and document it. All right, Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. What is this? Oh, British American. I looked at a stock we looked at during class. And that is short-term chart. Okay, let's go to Tesla. Oh, I probably shouldn't have closed that one because I'm going to open it back up. So US stocks watch list, and let's pull that out. And then I'm probably going to call it a day. I have to get a bunch of work done today. It's already 7 a.m. Let's go to stocks, US stocks. Let's go to Tesla. I mean, there's nothing interesting in Tesla, right? The big red candle. Tesla's been neutral in forever, and it's a red 1 price flip on a daily chart. What exchange is that? Why is this not the NASDAQ? Oh well. So, I mean, it's neutral. I have no comment on Tesla. It's not trending. So if it's not trending and it's not giving me a 9 or a 13, there's nothing to say. Sorry. Thank you for your tip though, but I have just no comment on Tesla. There's no comment is a comment. Let me get rid of these. I don't remember what those were. So Tesla had a 9-ish candle. I didn't do anything. The weekly chart is also neutral. Like Tesla doesn't look like it. I mean, if I was short Tesla, I'd keep holding short. If I was long Tesla, I'd keep holding long. That looks like an old trade that I would have put on Tesla. Looks like the trade did fairly well. Wow, that's an old one. I don't remember this. Yeah, so looks like I was buying Tesla right here. The stop loss never got hit. It was $8 of risk. I'm pretty sure I would not have gotten out here on this big green candle. I would have waited for the 9, would have gotten out on the 9, probably would have gotten back in after the 9. Got hit with stop loss here, maybe even there, but somewhere in here, stop loss. Yeah, nothing really to say on Tesla. Sorry. Amazon is in, I don't know. Amazon, I'm still a little bullish on Amazon. Oh yeah, Amazon looks good. I like Amazon here. This is the weekly chart of Amazon. It looked like it broke phase 4 of Tyler's hyperwave, which scares me a lot because I see no reason why Amazon is gonna crash. Netflix, sure, but Amazon, I just don't see it. See, Amazon is like starting to take over the world. If the next candle is a green 2 above a green 1 above the moving averages, I mean, I'd buy Tesla. I'd buy Amazon. And the stock market looks like it's going up, but the stock market has rallied so much that it is at risk of a little bit of a pullback because the gains in the stock market have already been made. Let's look at Netflix. Oh my God, Netflix. Yeah, see, I would be getting out of Netflix right now, right? Because of the sequential system. What's the difference between a red candle outlined green, a green candle outlined red, or a light green candle? This is the advantage of hollow versus shaded candles. As a Bitcoin trader, you never see this because markets don't gap. Hollow candles are bullish candles. Shaded candles are bearish candles. It doesn't matter if it's shaded green or red. That right there is a bearish candle. That means that the price opened at the top and it traded down on that candle. The reason why it's shaded green is because it closed higher than the prior candle's close. You will also have red outline candles, which means that it was a bullish candle during the week, but it closed lower than the prior candle's close. This is another reason why I prefer hollow candles versus shaded filled-in candles. So this is the weekly chart of Netflix. Netflix is already giving you a 9. The money in Netflix would have been made. Well, those earnings. Earnings didn't really move much this year. This earnings. Thank God I didn't play earnings season. Could have gotten wrecked this season. Thank God I skipped it. I skipped it because I was busy. If this was the one earnings season I would have played this year, I would have probably gotten wrecked because I need shit to move on earnings to make money. So next earnings I better play because I think shit's gonna move. So yeah, so I would be cautious on Netflix right now because of the sequential. And this is why I want to build, a notification system. But for that, I need to stop traveling. Facebook? Nah, nothing. Not on Facebook. AMD. Oh, how's that stock doing? AMD weekly. Wow. Beautiful top on a 913 on a weekly scale. I'm leaning bullish here. We broke the prior swing high. We're in an uptrend. Could be a little bit of a pullback. The count broke. That's a good sign. Still working on a deferred 13 count. We'll see where that ends. NVIDIA. Not as bullish on NVIDIA. NVIDIA is struggling a little bit here. Ford was down in the dumps. Let's see how Ford's doing. Ford's looking nice. We broke the moving average. We bottomed on a combo 13. Sure, the mark would have loved it. And reversal candle, trade higher than that candle, and a bit of an uptrend. Nice ascending triangle-ish pattern here. You can also call this an inverse head and shoulders. A little bit of a stretch. Your trend line would have to cut through the middle of this candle, which I don't really like, but there are exceptions to every rule. Ford is bullish-ish, you know. It's hard for me to see it going lower. I think you can rebound back to the moving averages, $10, $12. We'll see. Maybe they'll start making cool cars. Oh, is this that marijuana stock? Yeah, I think the hype's done. GE, yeah, down. This one was also down in the dumps. Looking good. Had a nice 9 here at the bottom. Didn't stick. I would be a little cautious here on GE. Again, we hit a 9. This is when you get in, right? Green 2 above a green 1. The 1 was supposed to be a 9. Nice trade right into the moving average. And now I would be out. No idea what box is. Oh shit. Okay. See, this is why you need the notification system, right? No idea what the hell box is, but it ran right into the setup trend line. It gave you an 8 doji candle right at setup trend line, and boom, you hit the 9, and here comes the crash. I'm actually curious what the daily chart of this mess looks like. Oh, it hit earnings. Hit earnings. You got to get out of earnings. The daily chart topped on a sequential 13. Earnings are unpredictable. I'm not going to take credit for this. The weekly, I'm not going to let the TD sequential take credit for this. However, earnings or not, that was a 9 for the first half of the week, and then Thursday was earnings, and down it went. So you needed to be out. You need to be out because of earnings. You need to be out because of sequential. Somebody wanted me to check what? PCG, is that on my list? I don't know what PCG is. We can take a look. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Oh, is that Procter & Gamble? What's PCG? Oh, PC Jewelry. No, that's not it. PCG. PG&E Corporation. Nope, I have no idea what that is. Okay, doesn't matter. Here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart is not looking very good, right? You're just coming up to the prior level of support. This thing is still at $17. It's been getting wrecked. Tops on a 9. Not surprising. The market also topped on pretty much a 9. So you needed to be out of this thing on a 9. It rebounded. It couldn't rebound on this 9. Again, not a reversal candle. Would I have taken a stab at the long here? Maybe. Would have gotten hit, got have taken a little bit off the table, might have shorted, who knows. Same thing here. Would I have been bullish on this early this week going up? Yeah, stop loss gets hit. Beautiful 9, this is a short. And a little unpredictable. Earnings again, earnings was bad. I would be looking to, I wouldn't be looking to short this at this point. It has fallen too much. When a stock falls 60, 70%, which this did, it's at risk of a buyout. So it's too late to short this thing. The time to short this thing was over here or over there. So it's too late to short, and I would not long. I would stay away from this stock right now. Twitter. Twitter is neutral. I don't see anything useful in Twitter. TiVo. Oh, TiVo was, never mind. What is this? Comcast. Oh yeah, there was reasons why I have those there. Microsoft. I'm not going to analyze those. Microsoft's very bullish. Wow. Wow. Damn. Microsoft, look at this beautiful back test to the prior swing high. Microsoft looks great. It's got a few more weeks of upside. Microsoft is almost at a new all-time high. I have no idea what they're doing. Maybe they're selling a bunch of computers again. I have no clue. But whatever Microsoft's doing, they're doing very well. And Google, time to get out of Google, right? If you were in Google, if you weren't in Google, there's nothing you can do. If you were in Google, it was time to get out up here, the 9 and the earnings, and the earnings, it survived the earnings fairly well. It is now on a 9. It's a nice bullish candle, but I would be cautious on Google right now. Apple got hit hard. Apple bounced beautifully off the moving average. And Apple on a weekly scale, it's running into resistance. Again, if you were not in Apple, I would be a little cautious right now. Apple is not where I'd want my money to sit right now. All right, that's it. I think I just gone through all of my stocks watch list. Nothing really too interesting on the rest. Somebody wants me to look at the Ukrainian currency. Yeah, we can do that. I don't know if I'll be, I don't know, I might be back there this summer. Really like Ukraine. Where is the Gravely? There it is. No, nothing interesting. And the cube, beautiful top right there. Again, on a 9. Beautiful top. Yeah, your currency has been strengthening somewhat nicely. This is US dollar in Ukrainian currency. I remember I was there in this time period in 2015. So it was great when I was able to get like, 31, 32 of Ukrainian currency. Now, I remember this chart. This really bothered me right here. This was a giant ascending triangle, and it still is. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I honestly think, as much as I really love your country, this is not a good-looking chart. It's a good-looking chart if you're a trader. Look, 9, 9, 9, 9, and 9. Okay, I've never seen anything like it. However, it continues to make higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and higher lows as the moving averages are catching up. And it continues to get rejected from this 28, 29 vicinity. And I think sooner or later, it's going to break out. And maybe you guys are going to, I don't know, I really hope this fight with Russia stops. But all TA signs are pointing to a huge devaluation of the Ukrainian hryvnia. Can I pronounce that currency correctly? GDP USD. Hey, Alexander. Thanks for watching me from Kiev. GDP is not looking very good versus the dollar. I've been saying for years that I think GDP will appreciate against the euro, but I don't think it's going to appreciate against the dollar. This also implies that the euro will crash against the dollar. This is not a good sign. You continue to make lower highs, but you have made a higher low. So this could potentially result in this triangle. Which way is it going to break out or break down? I'm going to lean break down. If I had to choose whether the pound will depreciate or appreciate versus the dollar in the near future, I will go with a long-term view that the pound is going to depreciate against the US dollar. Really? Australia versus Japan? I'll do Australia versus the dollar, and I'll do the dollar versus Japan. Oh, this is not looking good for the Australian currency. This looks absolutely terrible. I don't know what the hell you guys are doing down under, but this has all the signs of a complete breakdown in the Australian currency, which means that I love your stakes. Unfortunately, you guys still have this need to grain feed the last 90 days of your stakes, which the UK doesn't do. So if I had to choose where I'm going to eat my steak, it's still the UK, but Australia still has pretty damn good meat. And I would love to buy those steaks if your currency crashes against the US dollar. It will be incredibly cheap. So that's the Australian dollar. Let's look at Japan. The Japanese yen is, yeah, see, so when it comes to Australia, the UK, New Zealand, and the euro, those currencies are ranked against the dollar. When it comes to all the other currencies, the dollar is ranked against them. So you have to be very aware of this. I'm not even a currency trader, but like that's from my JP Morgan analysis days. We had to follow the Bloomberg convention, which is kind of silly. It should just everything should be a US dollar versus something else. So the US dollar in Japanese yen, this looks like a giant symmetric triangle, symmetrical-ish triangle. We can go ahead and draw it. All right, what the hell? It's not going to look great, but it's not going to be perfect. Still looks pretty good. Let's see here. Not great. It's the best I can do. I mean, nothing is perfect. All right, come on. It shouldn't be green. I mean, these came up a little bit short. But like I said, nothing's perfect. Still looks pretty damn good. Like that. Don't make it green. Make it yellow or something. Or orange. You know. So which way is this thing gonna move? I have no clue whatsoever. No clue at all. Just watch it. Most likely it's gonna break to the upside, which means the Japanese yen is going to devalue against the US dollar, but it's hard to say right now. I don't have Australia against the Japanese yen. Let me see. So yeah, it's Australia against the yen. I don't know what the best source is. Let's go with this one. Looks like a giant mess. These declining structure. So now we're looking at the Australian dollar in Japanese yen. So for every Australian dollar, it will cost you 79 yen. So this looks like a bearish posture to me. So in the future, 1 Australian dollar is going to cost 60 yen. And that means that the Australian dollar seems to be depreciating against the yen. That is not good for you guys down under, like really not good. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. I can't do this all day. I got to get some work done. I'm sure I missed some stuff, but. XOM, really? You must be a follower of mine because XOM was one of my recommendations when I was, well, let me not get myself in trouble with the SEC. XOM was one of the stocks that beautifully bounced off of TD9. That was back when I started doing, equity videos, and I was pointing out, hey, this is like my stock that I would buy right now for myself. So XOM. Yeah, that's a really good TD tradable stock. US stocks. I should have XOM on this. XOM. Go back to some old videos from like a year ago. I was talking about XOM. Oh, wait. XOM is ExxonMobil. Sorry, thinking of a different company. Which company am I thinking of? Shit, I already forgot. XOM is ExxonMobil. My bad. That was another company. I think it was XZM or something. I already forgot. Damn. My bad. I'm an idiot. ExxonMobil. I mean, it's a nice strong rebound. It's on the 7 of 9. Probably too late to get into it. I'd be cautious. I wouldn't touch it. Lower low, lower high, bearish posture. I would stay away from it. I don't see a trade next one. I did gold already. Let's look at the Canadian currency action. Canada started a recession. Someone said that. Oh, those are subsectors. No, I don't want that. FX, Canada, US dollar versus Canada. Oh, 1 versus 132. Wow, you get 32% on your dollars. Not as good as the 50% we were getting a year ago. Yeah, the Canadian dollar is not looking very good. The US dollar should appreciate against the Canadian dollar. So hopefully the next time I go to Canada, I'll get 40 cents on my US. I'll get $1.40 Canadian for my single US dollar. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. This video has been significantly longer than planned. And once again, please check out Understanding Bitcoin conference happening in Malta. And hopefully I'll see you all there. All right, guys, if you want to support my work, please check out the affiliate section of my website if you're going to sign up for TradingView or look for a VPN subscription. Please use these links. Also, if you're going to join us on the blockchain cruise, please use that link. If you want to buy some merchandise from our last conference, like T-shirts and poker chips or poker chip singular, please check out the store, and we will be adding more items to the store over time. All right, guys, I will see you all on the next one. I think the registration for the carnivory dinner for tonight is closed. We have to tell the restaurant how many people are coming. So sorry about that. The Vienna workshop is done. Next one is in Hong Kong, then Zurich, then Cairo, then Malta, Mexico, New York, and Amsterdam. I will be back in Amsterdam this June. All right, talk to you all on the next one.